It was exactly 2:03 a.m. when Daniel noticed his gas light turn on. He was driving along a long, empty stretch of highway in northern Arizona, heading back home after visiting a friend. The road was quiet. No cars, no trucks, not even distant headlights. Just darkness stretching for miles in every direction. Daniel glanced at the fuel gauge again, almost empty. He didn't remember seeing a gas station for the last 40 miles. Great timing, he muttered to himself. The GPS showed nothing nearby. No towns, no exits, just an endless gray line cutting through the desert. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, he saw a sign ahead. Gas. Next right. Daniel frowned. He was sure that sign wasn't there a moment ago. Still, he had no choice. He needed fuel. He slowed down and took the turn. The road off the highway was narrow and poorly lit. His headlights barely reached the end of it. Dust lifted into the air as his tires rolled over the dry ground, and then he saw it, a small gas station sitting alone in the darkness. Old, quiet, and strangely out of place. The lights were on, but they flickered slightly, like they were struggling to stay alive. Daniel pulled up to one of the pumps and turned off the engine. The moment he stepped out of the car, the silence hit him. No insects, no wind, no distant highway noise, just nothing. He picked up the gas pump and started filling his tank. As the numbers slowly climbed, he looked toward the station building. Inside, behind the dusty window, stood a man. He was just standing there, watching. The man looked older, maybe in his late 50s, wearing a faded uniform that didn't match any gas station Daniel had ever seen. Daniel gave a small wave. The man didn't wave back. He just kept staring. After finishing, Daniel walked toward the door to pay. A small bell rang. As he pushed it open, the inside smelled old, like it hadn't been cleaned in years. The man stood behind the counter, silent. "How much do I owe you?" Daniel asked. The man didn't answer right away. Instead, he slowly looked at Daniel's face, like he was trying to recognize him. Then, in a low voice, he said, "You shouldn't be here this late." Daniel forced a small laugh. "Didn't have much of a choice. I was almost out of gas." The man leaned slightly closer. "This place isn't for everyone." Daniel felt a chill run down his spine. "How much?" he asked again. The man named a price. It was strangely cheap. Daniel paid in cash and turned to leave, but as he reached the door, he noticed something odd. Pinned to a corkboard near the exit were old newspaper clippings. One headline caught his eye. "Local gas station closes after mysterious disappearances, 1998. Daniel stepped closer. The photo in the article showed the exact same gas station, same pumps, same building, same sign outside. His stomach tightened. He turned back toward the counter. Hey, what is this place? But the man was no longer looking at him. He was staring past Daniel. At the door, a cold feeling crept over Daniel. Slowly, he turned around. Outside, the darkness felt thicker than before, and in the reflection of the glass door, he saw something standing near his car, a tall shape, completely still, watching him. Daniel pushed the door open quickly and stepped outside. The shape was gone. His heart was pounding now. He got into his car, locked the doors, and started the engine. As he pulled away, he glanced once more at the station in his rearview mirror. The lights flickered, then went out, and the building disappeared into darkness. Less than 2 minutes later, Daniel was back on the main highway. He kept driving, hands tight on the steering wheel. After about 10 miles, he finally saw a real gas station, bright, modern, and busy with travelers. He pulled in and went inside. A young cashier stood behind the counter. Daniel took a breath. Hey, was there ever an old gas station back there? About 10 miles down. The cashier's expression changed. What time did you see it? She asked. Daniel hesitated. About 2 a.m. The cashier went quiet. Then she said softly, "That station burned down over 20 years ago." Daniel felt his chest tighten. "Burned down?" She nodded. "They said a few people disappeared there before it closed. Nobody ever figured out why." Daniel walked slowly back to his car. As he passed by the fuel pump, something caught his eye. His fuel gauge. It was full. But he realized something strange. He didn't remember the pump numbers moving. He didn't remember hearing the sound of fuel going in. And he didn't remember the receipt. To this day, Daniel avoids driving through that highway at night. But sometimes, when he checks the time while on the road, it always seems to turn 2 a.m. for just a moment. He swears he can see a flickering gas station sign in the distance, waiting.
Subscribe before the next story finds you.